Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Let me briefly introduce myself. My name is Jemima Putri Harianja. I'm currently studying law at Brawijaya University. I'm delighted to be here digitally to talk to you about Road to Indonesian Golden Generation 2045, Navigating the Education Future After the Pandemic. Coming into 100 years of independence, Indonesia is marking the milestone by preparing itself to reach what is referred to as Indonesian Golden Generation 2045. By 2045, Indonesians expect to receive a democratical bonus to its further development through its population in the period between 2020 and 2045. An overwhelming percentage, namely 70% of the population, is forecasted to be of productive age, which is 15 until 64 years of age. Due to this reason, an important aspect to realize the potential of productivity in this period is to preemptively develop human resources of quality. As a relatively younger nation, Indonesia still tends to prioritize the construction of physical infrastructure. However, the government realization of the importance of human resources in maximizing the potential of Indonesia and in transforming the state into an economic superpower has led them to slowly refocus and provide room in their priorities, especially target human research development. Education is the main and initial foundation, which must be built strongly in the spirit of an advanced Indonesia. Why education? It is not only a matter of realizing the potential of cognitive intelligence in an individual, and hence increasing the competitiveness of this future generation on the global stage, but the moral and the character of this generation to evolve into one that is both persistent to its goals and dynamic to multidimensional behavior changes. As we welcome the year 2020, the whole world faced a joint challenge. By March 12, 2020, the UN agency WHO declared COVID-19 as a pandemic, a simultaneous disease outbreak all over the planet. To dampen the rate of infection and to lessen the impact, the Indonesian government enforced large-scale social restrictions that severely restricted individual mobility within the country. The fear of infection and the national policies in force had resulted in instant shutdown of schools globally, with over 1.2 billion children suddenly out of their classroom and switching to online learning by receiving instruction and undergoing educational interaction over digital platforms. There is also a question of the quality of education, with so little preparation for this sudden switch. There is no denying that COVID-19 will heavily impact the progress the government aims for to realize the Golden Generation 2045. I would like to present you today two main challenges that we still have to overcome that I believe are, on the long run and in the interest of the bigger picture, are needed. The root causes of why it is so hard to switch to an online curriculum in the first place, and what we need to comprehensively address for our long-term future even after the pandemic. The first, there is too wide a gap between the targeted result of the current strategy of education and the viability of researches needed to reach that target. What gap am I talking about? There is a significant gap between students who come from privilege and those who come from disadvantaged background. Many students do not have access to reliable internet access or technology and cannot participate in digital learning. According to OECD data, only 34% privileged students said they had a computer to work on, while some students and government have been trying to provide digital equipment to students in need and are still concerned that the pandemic will widen digital divide. Second, there are too many discrepancies in the educational workforce. At the end of the day, we can design a good strategy of education or theoretically sound curriculum, but we need to practically realize this in each and every classroom. For that, we need a teaching workforce with high professionalism and appropriate qualification. And discrepancies within the teaching workforce and the unequal distribution of qualified educators is nothing new, treating a largely unequal intellectual growth among Indonesian students. So what are the solutions? We should be open to everyone's suggestion and formulate this collaboratively to ensure inclusion and avoid discrepancy. But I would like to present you today 3 solutions from my side. I would like to suggest the first, an upgrade of the quality of teaching staff in all regions of Indonesia by revamping and improving the quality of teaching staff training. We also need to provide the opportunity and incentive to teaching staff to professionally develop over the course of their career and fully become a high quality, high productivity role, especially given its crucial role. Second, the introduction of future-oriented curricula, which should be designed to impart the knowledge and skill that are especially valuable in the modern workplace. Third, openness to innovation of education, which will allow us to find the most optimal method and strategy of education for the time being, with newer approaches and newer technologies introduced at a rapid pace. The government should prioritize funding and undertake experiments to identify effective choices. As we come to the end of the speech, I would like to remind you that you are the part of the Indonesian golden generation. Together with government working hands to hands, we need to be ready to embrace the future. Let every individual reach their fullest potential through education. I would like you to thank for your attention and time, and I wish you a very good day.